Hello, my name is Chris Anderson and I work for a marketing consulting firm called Foundational Flourishing. I've been working with a charitable organization called the Kananga International Association of North America, or KIANA, over the last month in order to optimize their presence on Facebook as well as their website in order to obtain a greater volume and higher quality of donations, while also disseminating information that will allow donors and potential donors to get a deeper understanding and insight into how KIANA operates to improve the quality of lives of children in Leyte, Philippines. Before diving into the finer details of this campaign, I would like to give a proper introduction. My client is the Kananga International Association of North America, or KIANA, a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and throughout the campaign I worked with its president, Eden Goldblum. Typhoon Haiyan wreaked havoc on the Philippine island of Leyte in November 2013, killing over 6,000 people, leaving nearly 1,800 people missing, and injuring over 27,000 others. Mabel Sakai, a visiting American immigrant to Leyte, witnessed the devastation and did what she could to help by providing victims with rice, canned goods, and fish. She then requested help from Eden Goldblum and other friends on behalf of Haiyan victims in Leyte, Philippines, in order to collect donations, and in just 2 days they raised over $6,000 collectively. The following year in 2014, 10 Kananga Leyte natives, who had lived in America for many years, founded the Kananga International Association of North America, abbreviated KIANA. Officers and members volunteer their time to help KIANA grow. KIANA collaborates with teachers, and their collaboration with teachers assists KIANA in determining which barrios and rural areas in Leyte require assistance. The feeding program began with 4 schools and over 400 students, and has since expanded to include over 950 children. Schools in the Philippines were closed during COVID-19 and still remain closed today. KIANA met with teachers to discuss how the organization can assist them during this difficult time, as government assistance is only available once a month. KIANA launched the COVID-19 relief program in December 2020, focusing on the same 5 low-income schools. KIANA raised funds through yearly pledges in the collaboration of Goldblum Wealth Management, Eris Home Healthcare Inc., Hope Palliative Hospice Care, International Home Healthcare Inc., and Advisor XL, as well as through annual fundraising events KIANA hosted themselves. Donations vary from year to year, but have slowed down drastically during the pandemic. Next, I'll be going over SWOT analysis. Starting with strengths, KIANA has many supporters who truly care about the people of Kananga and want to donate because it improves their lives and ultimately makes the world a better place. Volunteers from 5 schools help KIANA feed over 950 students every week. Starting with 450 students, KIANA gradually increased to 650 students and now feeds 950 students weekly. KIANA also has a track record of success as a charity. Typhoon Haiyan hit Leyte, Philippines in 2013, and KIANA helped provide food and clothing to those in need. In 2016, over 800 children from kindergarten to 6th grade received their first pair of shoes. Another example is the distribution of school supplies to 4 school districts in 2016. Over 800 kids received school supplies that otherwise wouldn't have. Donors can relax knowing that they're supporting a transparent organization because KIANA discloses all financial information. KIANA can also show results, and the impact they have on these children's lives is significant. Any charity can show statistics, but they don't inspire people emotionally. Next, I'll be going over weaknesses. Notably absent from KIANA's sponsorship list are large companies such as Nordstrom, Microsoft, and Amazon. Another weakness is KIANA's lack of social media presence. Because KIANA only uses Facebook and intends to use it in the future, they will be missing out on a large number of potential donors if they don't maximize their potential on the platform. The lack of content on KIANA's blog is another flaw. Since KIANA only uses Facebook as a social media platform, it is essential that they post informative content to their blog to keep their audience engaged. When it comes to opportunities, big companies such as Nordstrom, Microsoft, and Amazon do raffle-style selections where they choose charitable organizations to donate to in order to accomplish charitable contribution deductions. Another opportunity is to utilize a marketing strategy that properly represents KIANA and start posting high-quality content on their Facebook on a more consistent basis in order to optimize their visibility as well as likability. Another opportunity is to start adding content to their blog. Nonprofit blogging has numerous advantages, including free publicity for KIANA's cause, increased traffic to their website, and the creation of content that can be shared by the organization, as well as reshared by its supporters. And finally, I'll be going over threats. One threat that can be established is that COVID-19 has had a huge impact on donors and their normal donation frequency. Donors that normally give yearly donations have had to stop donating due to a lack of work or it's simply not in their budget. Another threat to KIANA is the probability of big donors such as Microsoft, Amazon, and Nordstrom selecting KIANA with their raffle-style pledges is quite low, since KIANA's program is international, not local. And the final threat to KIANA is KIANA's social media appearance is limited. They have a Facebook page and a website, but also lack good content. Next, I'll be going over objectives. Starting with sales objective, the sum of donations KIANA received in 2020 and 2021 was $5,710 prior to the campaign, and KIANA wanted to increase this amount by 50% by the end of 2021 for a grand total of $2,855 raised by the end of 2021. For Kiana's first promotional objective, it was to optimize Kiana's Facebook presence by enhancing metrics such as reach, which was 30 people a month to 60 people a month, video engagement, which was 8 engagements on average to 16 per video, video retention, which was 8 3-second video views on average to 16 3-second video views, and follower growth, with their following being 786 at the beginning of the campaign, with the intention of increasing this number to 1,068 by the end of 2021. For Kiana's second promotional objective, it was to optimize Kiana's blog, which is posted on their website, by closely monitoring metrics such as total visits, which was 1,200 since January 2016, one-of-a-kind views, which were 901, time spent on the page, which was 73 seconds, exit rate, which was 36.39%, bounce rate, which was 62.78%, and gradually increasing these metrics by 10% across the board in order to increase visits to the website as well as the blog itself. Next, I'll be going over the strategy statement. You can positively impact the lives of less fortunate children in the town of Cananga in the Philippines by donating to Cananga International Association of North America, or Kiana, an organization dedicated to feeding and providing school supplies to children ranging from kindergarten to 6th grade in Cananga. Why social media marketing? This discipline falls under the category of social media content marketing. Organizations can use social media platforms to tell their story. Messages can be used to engage supporters, raise brand awareness, and promote fundraising efforts. Social media and apps that allow users to create, share, and network allows organizations with even the smallest budgets to reach a large audience quickly and affordably. And when done correctly, social media messages can assist Kiana in engaging supporters and capturing and retaining their attention. Next, I'll be going over objectives and strategies for this discipline. One goal that Kiana had was to increase reach from 30 people a month to 60 people a month. They also wanted to increase video engagement, which was 8 engagements on average to 16 per video. They also had the goal of increasing video retention, which was 8 3-second video views on average to 16 3-second video views. Kiana also wanted to increase follower growth from the 786 followers they had to 1,068 by the end of 2021. And the last goal that they had was to consistently disseminate critical information that would be useful to its supporters. Next, I will briefly go through the Facebook posts that Kiana made throughout the campaign. This first post was informing readers about the children in Cananga lacking internet access and technology and how stationary school supplies would be beneficial for them. This second post is about teachers visiting their students to administer reading and numeracy tests, also encouraging supporters to donate for the sake of students receiving school supplies. This post is a special Thanksgiving post with a message about being grateful, accompanied by a video message from Kiana's president, Eden Goldblum. And this fourth post is acknowledging that Kiana met their sales goal, earning a grand total of $3,516. Next, I'll be going over measurements for this discipline. On November 21st, 2021, one of the key metrics that Kiana began tracking was reach. During this period, Kiana increased their reach from approximately 37 to 863 users. Another valuable metric that Kiana began tracking is video retention. During this period, Kiana increased their 3-second video views from approximately 30 to 34 seconds. Kiana also increased their total engagement from approximately 3 monthly engagements to 222. Kiana also managed to increase their following from 761 followers to 813 followers. The next check-in was on November 28th, 2021. During this period, Kiana increased their reach from approximately 37 to 869 users since the beginning of the campaign. Since the beginning of the campaign, Kiana also managed to increase their 3-second video views from approximately 30 to 31. Kiana also increased their total engagement from approximately 3 monthly engagements to 229 monthly engagements, and Kiana also managed to increase their following from 761 to 831 followers. The next check-in was on December 5th. During this period, Kiana had increased their reach from approximately 37 to 873 since the beginning of the campaign. Up until this period, Kiana had been experiencing a steady increase in their 3-second video views. During the period of November 7th to December 4th, they did experience a 21% decrease, bringing their views from approximately 31 to 22. But it's important to note that Kiana wasn't actually posting any video content throughout the campaign and still managed to increase their average video views by 62% if we look at the measurements throughout the duration of the campaign. Kiana also increased their total engagement from approximately 3 monthly engagements to 224. And finally, Kiana had increased their following from 831 to 857 followers. Next, I'll be talking about the third discipline, which is website/e-commerce. Creating and posting blog content will be the third discipline Kiana will incorporate. Blogging is one of the most adaptable digital marketing tools for businesses to use in order to tell a compelling story and engage with their audience. When a nonprofit blogs as a part of its content marketing strategy, it is in a unique position to leverage its efforts by crafting engaging stories that speak directly to its target audience about its mission and cause without relying on third-party sources to help spread the word. Next, I'll be going over why website/e-commerce was a chosen discipline for Kiana. First off, search engines are constantly crawling the web in order to index new content, which means that Kiana posting blog content on a more consistent basis gives them a better chance of getting picked up by search engines and recommended to more users. Nonprofits that regularly post new content with keywords in the title are much more likely to be noticed by search engines, particularly Google. And SEO keywords, how better keyword search gets you better results 2021 states SEO keywords are the keywords and phrases in your web content that search engines use to locate your site. So taking the time to select the right keywords can drastically improve the number of users Kiana's blog content actually reaches. Next, I'll be going over objectives and strategies for this discipline. Kiana's first goal was to increase total visits by 10% from 1,200 to 1,320 visits by the end of the campaign. Kiana also wanted to increase one-of-a-kind views by 10% from 991 to 1,090 by the end of the campaign. Kiana also wanted to increase time spent on their page from 73 seconds to 80 seconds on average by the end of the campaign. Kiana also had the goal of decreasing exit rate by 10% from 36.39% to 32.75% on average by the end of the campaign. And finally, Kiana wanted to decrease bounce rate by 10% from 62.78% to 56.5% on average by the end of the campaign. When it comes to Kiana's blog, each blog post was just a long-form version of each Facebook post that was made throughout the campaign. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to quickly click through each blog post, and you can feel free to pause at any moment you like. Next, I'll be going over the measurements that go with the website/e-commerce discipline, starting on November 21st. Kiana set a goal of increasing their total visits by 10% from 1,200 to 1,320, which Kiana accomplished in just the first two blog posts. Another goal Kiana set for themselves was to increase one-of-a-kind views by 10% from 851 to 936, which Kiana also accomplished in the first two blog posts and ended up with 968. Another goal Kiana set for themselves was to increase the average time spent on their page from 73 seconds to 80 seconds, and with an approximate 194% increase, users spent an average of 142 seconds on their page during this time period. Another goal Kiana set for themselves was to reduce exit rate by 10% from 36.39% to 32.75%, which Kiana outperformed by 0.37% with an exit rate of 33.12%. And finally, the last goal Kiana had was to reduce bounce rate by 10% from 62.78% to 56.5%, which Kiana exceeded by 10.79% during this period with a bounce rate of 45.71%. The next check-in was on November 28th. Kiana wanted to increase the average time spent on their page from 73 seconds to 80 seconds, which they exceeded their goal by 33 seconds during this period, meaning there was a 145% increase in video retention since the beginning of the campaign, with users spending an average of 106 seconds on their website. In addition, Kiana aimed to reduce exit rate by 10% from 36.39% to 32.75%, which they outperformed during this period by a whopping 4.38% with an exit rate of 28.37%. Kiana also aimed to reduce the bounce rate by 10% from 62.78% to 56.5%, and with a bounce rate of 41.8%, Kiana succeeded their goal by 14.7% during this time period. The last check-in was on December 5th. Kiana aimed to increase the average time spent on their page from 73 seconds to 80 seconds. Kiana surpassed their goal by 25 seconds during this period, resulting in a 258% increase in video retention, with users spending an average of 98 seconds on their website. In addition, Kiana aimed to reduce exit rate by 10% from 36.39% to 32.75%. Kiana outperformed their target by 7.49% during this period, with an exit rate of 28.9%. Kiana also aimed to reduce the bounce rate by 10% from 62.78% to 56.5%. With a bounce rate of 41.13%, Kiana exceeded their goal by 15.37% during this time period. And now we've made it to the conclusion. Kiana's sales goal was to increase their total donations from the previous year, leading up until the beginning of the campaign, by 50%, all by the end of 2021. Kiana outperformed this goal by $661, raising a grand total of $3,516. Kiana's first promotional objective had several metrics that Kiana tracked for success in their pursuit of optimizing their Facebook presence and gaining donations, and Kiana managed to meet all of them. Kiana's second promotional objective also made use of several metrics that Kiana tracked for success in their pursuit of optimizing their website, content, and gaining donations, and again, Kiana was able to meet all of these metrics. Throughout the campaign, Kiana experienced amazing improvements in terms of analytics reflecting their content. Moving forward, Kiana should put more emphasis on doing keyword research. It would be best for them to write out their content first, and then check their work for keywords and related terms, and consider the question, what is the best keyword placement on Squarespace, as this is their content management tool of choice. I truly appreciate you taking the time to listen to my capstone presentation, and hopefully after listening to my presentation, you have a better understanding of Kiana, their mission, and how they've operated throughout the duration of this campaign. Here is my bibliography, and thanks again.